Hey guys, this is Tarot with Tina. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a collective message, just messages from Spirit, whatever we need to know. I have some shadow cards. Alright, so let's just get right into it. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, just like, share, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Okay. Okay, so we have anxiety, okay, and we have angel of balance. So we need to balance out our emotions here, maybe our head and our heart. Breathe in the beauty of who you are, breathe out judgment, and open up to the possibilities. Okay, so that's peace, because there's maybe you can't see it. There's a triangle for me, that's peace. That's alignment, body, mind, and spirit. Open to the endless possibilities. So the more you are in alignment, it's almost like manifesting in some way. All right, let's get one of these. So I just feel like it's almost like surrender. So don't worry about, this could be somebody thinking of a bunch of different scenarios rather than just kind of surrendering and letting things unfold. You know, being at peace with whatever happens. Agape. Okay. Damn. The dead end. That one I'm going to have to look up. So the agape is agape love. We'll look these two. There's a couple of decks here I don't use very often, so I'm going to be looking them up. Saturn, the sun. Some of you could be Capricorns. So Saturn could be like really affecting, it could be wherever's in your chart, it could be really affecting things right now. So Saturn's lessons, discipline, determination, patterns. Black flower fragrance and triumph of lies. Interesting. So we have the king of lies here. Look. Well, that's the other deck I'm going to be looking up. So either we lie to ourselves or you have somebody in your vicinity here. Let me look these up real quick, and then I'll move on to pulling some tarot. I want to look up dead end. Acceptance, humility, relief, reverence for change. Okay. Contrary to what its name implies, the dead end is very much alive. It is a force that stops us from moving forward as planned. Interesting. It is thick, dense, uncompromising, a wall beyond all walls, with every bramble, thorn, and stone, simply states no more. No more, child. You've reached the last page of this chapter. It is natural to resist. It's very resistance and struggle, even harder to make our way to prove our point, to hold on to what was. In this way, we fight with the life itself. From a mythic perspective, the end you face is very much a beginning. There are doors opening all around you, just not the one you planned on walking through. If you are honest and courageous enough to accept, adjust, and adapt, the dead end becomes known as life's beginning. Interesting. Let's just look up agape. I know it's agape love, but let's just see what it says. I don't even know what it's going to be under. Is it a tool? It's got to be, right? $254. Sorry. Service, reverence, honor, and joy. Okay. Devotion, unconditional love. What if instead of putting yourself at the center of your spiritual practice, you put God, goddess, or nature at the center? How would this change your approach? Such as the energy of agape. It is alive when we are in awe and wonder, our breath taken away by the sacred force that surrounds us and ask for nothing in return. This card can indicate a spiritual initiation that stretches your capacity to love and serve. You sense the earthly and the heavenly, and vice versa. Such an initiatory moment can appear in any form and like healing balm to the modern soul, its effects last a lifetime. The agape card may also suggest you reassess what you worship every day, consciously or unconsciously. What are you elevating? What does the sacred ladder you climb ultimately lead to? Interesting. So I feel like you're being taught unconditional love, either to yourself or to another person or to a... So it says, breathe in beauty of who you are, breathe out judgment. So it's like whatever this is breathing out it's like losing the judgment of whoever. This is really interesting to me. Oh God. Hopefully there isn't a new beginning, because the one which is on this card is Triumph of Lies, is a new beginning based on lies. So let's just see. Triumph of Lies, that's the very first one. So that's bargaining. If something hurts me, I change myself so it can stop. Interesting. The Triumph of Lies is about appearance, and appearance is always so important in the world. Day by day, it seems more important. Can that be a lie too? We seek to be what the world outside desires and not necessarily society at large. Our family or partners or friends place judgments on what we should be in the dress we choose. We carve a mask of expectations, behaviors, and values to live by. It offers stability to oneself and to our relations, as being honest and true to ourselves can be too tiring, too easy to make us hurt. Unfortunately, the relationship with our mask is not as straightforward as it feels. Inside the mask, envy grows, vanity takes root, lack of self-confidence becomes a habit. It gnaws at us and hurts us from the inside. It feels like it is ourselves, but is not really authentic. It is just a lie we have made habit to believe. When our lives become a gilded cage and our dress become a burden, we should remember that we were born naked. Damn. So I feel like there's like an energy here. So there's anxiety. So we have anxiety when our probably realities don't match. Or if you have somebody who is lying to us, it's like we're going to be in a fear mode of like, what ifs. That could send us in a loop. And this is kind of where we lie to ourselves too. Interesting. So it's like, this is about unconditional love, whether it's for you or someone else. That's how I feel here, 16. We're going to just look at this real quick. This is anger. Okay, so if there's anger, built up anger, the world is unfair. Fuck off, dear world. Fuck you. What was the other one? Because these have like the stages of grief. The other one was what? Depression? Bargaining. Oh, interesting. Bargaining and anger. If we want, oh, okay. Love is not a white dove, nor it turns people into angels. Love can be ugly, love can be cheap, love can be rotten. But even ugly love has a right to exist. Even cheap love can raise to the sky. Even rotten love has the dignity of an eternity. Even a black rose, by any other name, should still smell as sweet. Even if you are wrong, you still have the right to be angry. Even if you are not perfect, you have the right to be respected. Even if you are stupid, you have the right to be listened to. Even if you are lucky, you have the right to complain. Even if you are rich, you have the right to be sad. If you cannot shine because you are beautiful, then shine even if you're ugly. Shine because you're ugly, gorgeously black, ugly as love, worn out as the angel, cheap as the crown, unconquered as the fragrance of night. Ah, so this is about no matter how you are, being accepted. It's about accepting people for who they are rather than judging them, accepting yourself for who you are rather than judging yourself. This is what you're being taught, it looks like right now with Saturn. I wonder where Saturn is in the planetary, like Queen of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. Damn, positive change. So we have the Knight of Wands here. So this could be a person teaching you. So this person, the Knight of Wands, is usually somebody who's not responsible, not reliable. So if you have somebody in your life, they could be teaching you unconditional love. Like, this person has a right to be the way they are. What you can do is, if you can accept somebody for who they are and just move away from them rather than keep judging them. Sorry, I just started raining out of nowhere. So, or if this is like things about yourself that you kind of judge yourself on. So it's like something's changing here. Give me one more right here. Oh my God, you're leaving one cycle and starting a new one. So this is maybe kind of a warning to not bring some sort of negativity into a new positive cycle. Because look, You're probably in the interim right now because this egg is suspended and it's cracked here, okay? And it's in some sort of like chaos. So this is suspended. So you're about to complete a cycle and you're about to go into a new cycle with the Wheel of Fortune. What? And it's about the sun. Holy shit. So you have some sort of negativity leaving your space here. Six of Swords. You're learning something so you can move on to calmer waters. That's interesting that I brought up this chaos. And then, so the Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer waters from chaos. So how is this change coming? How is this coming? Ace of Cups. How is this presenting itself? Seven of Wands. The Tower. Okay, so either you've been dealing with somebody who I already described has like kind of forced you to choose yourself, to love yourself. But you can also move away from that person, have unconditional love for them, okay? And so it doesn't keep you in a negative cycle. Or we have somebody who's waking up here. The Lovers. The Magician. Pretty major. There's a lot of major arcanas here. Page of Pentacles. Temperance. So if somebody does have some negative behaviors, it says Triumph of Lies. I was just curious. It's out of fear. So Nine of Swords for me is fear of some sort of outside stimulus. So fear of judgment, so they lie, you know. If you fear of being judged, you can tell some little lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Knight of Wands. Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Cups. Five of Swords. You could have been dealing with or walked away from somebody who maybe involved you in some sort of third party, whether it's, a platonic third party that just wasn't, it was kind of negative, or if it was love. Somebody had some insecurity issues. So you could have partnered with people. You could have attracted people in. Especially if you were like emotionally unavailable. You could have attracted in some sort of unstable energies. Due to insecurity. Or another person could have. Damn. Yeah, there was definitely something being hidden here, okay? So Saturn has been teaching you a lesson about self-worth, self-love, but to not keep some sort of negative energy, you could be realizing that people are people, so why should it be? That people are who they are, and you can choose to distance yourself, love them from afar. But I feel like everyone has a right to be who they are, you know what I mean? Everyone has their own path that they've been through. And if someone has negative behaviors, just like you, if you had negative behavior, you know what I mean? There's a reason for it, most likely. And then you can just move on with love, you know? So, but I'm going to say there's somebody teaching you self-love is the more, like, unconditional love for yourself. I feel like is the more of the main message. The sun, that would be Aries. What is Aries in right now? It just went into Neptune. So you could be waking up to something that maybe you are an illusion at some point because it just left Pisces to go into Aries. And then Saturn is, like I said, lessons. Pluto, Aquarius. So it's like you have a new beginning here. Maybe not, because we have the Ace of Pentacles, so this is a lot of stability coming in here. So this is about being your authentic self, setting boundaries, staying emotionally balanced. Ace of Pentacles, so new beginning based on stability. Your stability, mostly. Let's see what the Ace of Pentacles is. What is this new beginning? The Moon. King of Wands. Five of Swords. So Five of Swords can keep us in some sort of battle. So it's like we walk away from this, we walk away from judgment, we walk away from tit for tat type energy to have a new beginning. We take control, we take charge, we take the lead. So the Page of Pentacles could be in career or love. Nine of Wands reversed. Ooh, letting our guard down. So more, you're in the energy of love, you can let your guard down. And the energy will become more stable. So you'll be at some sort of peace with whatever comes in and whatever goes, you know what I mean? Whether it's good or bad. Because I feel like every experience is here to grow us in some way. All right, that's what I have for this time. I'll see you next time.